I spent $95 on a 1/12 scale porta potty? Is this thing a waste of money, a total crapshoot, or is it actually like really awesome and totally worth it? Let's open it up, check it out, and of course do some toy photography. So I went ahead and bought a 1/12 scale porta potty. Yeah, this is it. I spent $95 on it, and I feel like it was still a good purchase. I mean, just look at it. It's kind of perfect. And I'm very happy, and honestly, I've been looking for one of these for a very long time, and I've wanted one for a very specific reason, and it's for a toy photo. I plan on doing that toy photo in this video, and I think it's gonna be, I hope it's gonna be as brilliant as it is in my head right now. So last weekend, I went to the Great American Toy Show. I had a table there. Thank you to everyone that came out and said hey, and talked and chatted for a little bit. Also picked up some prints and Sirdork merch from my table. I'm so grateful for everyone that came and showed up. A lot of people gave you some love too, buddy. Yeah, people like you a whole lot more than they like me. That's for sure. But while I was there, I had a couple pickups, you know, figures here and there, but this was probably my favorite one. This is from Duarte Studios. If you've ever heard of them, he makes these pretty incredible dioramas of all sizes, shapes, stuff like that, and you know, they're available to buy too. And so he had a bunch of these for sale. He had some green ones, some blue ones, and some weathered ones, but I decided to get the classic light blue. I feel like this was just like the most perfect classic looking color. And yeah, it opens up everything. Look at this. You can even see the little pooper in there. Man. And this moves around so you can get some lighting going on in there. Venom is smelling it. What do you think, buddy? And I'm just pretty excited. And so the main reason I'm doing a video on it is because I want to take that picture, and I just feel like this is the best way to do it. So I'll have all the links in the description for Duarte Studios. If you want to pick up any of his stuff, check him out. I highly recommend it. And man, if you were at that show with me and you saw this guy's stuff, you'd be having the same reaction that I'm having right now. No, you're blocking the front now. Come on. Yeah, just stay right there. Perfect. Now stay. So at first I thought it was a little big, but no, it scales, I think, pretty perfectly with 1/12 scale figures. This is the SH Figuarts Deadpool from Deadpool 3, and it scales with Venom. No, Venom, you have your own box, buddy. Yeah, here. But it scales quite well, and I haven't tried to put anybody in here yet. I suppose the reason for it having an opening at the top is for that. Hey-oh. And there he goes. Deadpool. Honestly, can't think of a more perfect character for him. Cool. Very, very happy. So I think it scales quite well. And the detail around the outside, I think, is perfect. I'm assuming he's, I don't know, he took some kind of reference to make sure it looked like a real classic porta potty, and it looks perfect. I mean, there's a little bit of the 3D printing kind of lineage to it, but it's going like different directions. I don't know a dang thing about 3D printing, but when you're looking at this, there's some going diagonally in other directions, so the 3D printed look isn't super visible. Maybe a little bit on the top, but it's not super visible, and I think it looks good. It's got metal hinges on here, which I don't know what the heck those are from, but they fit perfectly. You know, there's a handle on there, which looks great. And when you look inside, you've got everything in there. You got the toilet paper, you got the turlet itself, you got the little urinal thing in there, and it looks like the inside of a porta potty. I don't know. I get excited about the weirdest action figure accessories, like vending machines, porta potties. I don't know what the deal is, but I'm pretty excited about this. I think the detail is pretty fantastic. He did have ones that were painted and weathered, but I kind of preferred this one. I kind of just thought it looked good the way it is. 95 bucks though? I don't know, is that an overpriced thing or what? If you can find another 1/12 scale porta potty that's this good looking and costs less, let me know. But still, this one is great. So we know how well it scales with an SH Figuarts. This is a Marvel Legends. You know, obviously Marvel Legends are a little bigger than a Figuarts, but it still works. And same with Mafex too. This is a CT Toys bootleg Mafex, but still, it works kind of. And if you want to do some bigger things, I think it'll still fit. So this is a NECA, Jason Voorhees. That, I think, still works. This looked a little bit big, you know, either way, but now it still, because of that, it fits with the NECA stuff too. And here's a McFarlane Peacemaker. I think it fits with all of these. So I think really the main point of this is kind of just to fill up street dioramas, not for doing poopy toy photos like I'll be doing later, but it works with that. And I think this will fit quite nicely with any of that stuff. So if you collect other weird box-shaped action figure accessories like me, so here's a couple other ones that will fit. This is the Duarte Studio Coca-Cola machine. Looks great. And then this is the Prime 2 to First Monster Energy one. That's out of order, LOL. And I think they work quite nicely. Does make sense, a porta potty. So I don't know why I'm thinking a porta potty would have been like this or this size. This really does make much more sense for it to be this big. You know, makes sense. So how tall is this guy actually? So just about 8 inches, a little over 8 inches all the way to the tippy top there. Yep, about 8.5 or so. And it's pretty wide, 4 inches wide. So this will take up a pretty decent amount of shelf space. It's just as deep as it is wide, I'm pretty sure. So it'll definitely take up a pretty decent amount of shelf space. Totally worth it in my opinion though. Well, what's the verdict? Is it a W or an L? Yeah, I spent 95 bucks on this thing. It is handmade, first of all. It's not, you know, coming from China or whatever, you know. So obviously you're gonna pay a little bit more for the person to, it'll be worth their while for them to sell it to you. Still, as a consumer, is it worth it to me? It is for me, because I specifically wanted this. I think it looks really awesome. So I had all the incentive to purchase this. If they said it was 150, I would have been like, whoa, really? Damn, okay, I'll still buy it though. So it's up to you. Do you think this is overpriced? Do you think I went overboard on it? Or do you want to get one yourself? I think it's worth it. I'm gonna give it a W for sure, but what would you give it? W or L? M? I'm thinking a W for sure. So the main reason I bought this thing was for a very specific photo, and I'm gonna do that. Venom. It's gonna be a great one. I don't think it's what you're expecting. I don't think it's what anyone would have expected. This just popped in my head one time and I needed to do it. So let's just go take this photo. Let's go. All right, here we are. It's a beautiful day. I'm back at my sandy area. This is Pine Bush Preserve in Albany, New York. The sun is shining. We got a blue sky. And we've got Emperor Skeevy Sheev Palpatine just took Mondo Duke and he's leaving the porta potty. And so my caption for this, I've been waiting for this for a long time. The caption for this photo will be "Execute Order Stinky Stink." That popped in my head one time and my only thing was I need to take a photo of Emperor Palpatine he's executing an order Stinky Stink. So he's walking away from the porta potty. It's a little bit open. He's got a piece of toilet paper stuck to the bottom of his foot. And this stormtrooper, you know, he's smelling it. You know, he's plugging his nose and everything. It's great. And at first, I don't know why he's on Tatooine right now, but that's just what seemed like it was gonna work for me. I don't know, that just seemed right, you know? And I've got the sun behind me, so I've got these really great looking shadows and everything. Unfortunately, the whole background is gonna be pretty green, so I'm gonna Photoshop that to make it less green. And I've got everything set up, and in camera, it's looking pretty nice. You probably can't really tell, but it's looking pretty nice. So here's all my stuff. I had another trooper in there before for a test photo, and it was too busy, so I took him out. But I'm gonna hold my light reflector like this and bounce all that sun back onto the figures, which you can tell that makes such a big difference. I do this in like every single photo pretty much. And I'm gonna hold this with one hand, and with the other hand I'm gonna kick up a little bit of sand, so it still looks like there's dust and debris going, but it's gonna be mostly on the side of the stormtrooper. Just a little effect. So my shutter speed is at 4,000 right now. It's pretty fast because it's just so bright, and you know, having that extra shutter speed will really help with the little debris that I'm kicking up right now. And also my aperture's at 3.2, which is a little bit higher because, you know, I want to make sure the porta potty's in focus, which is good. And also my ISO's at 400. So the higher shutter speed with the aperture is really helping just with all this crazy amount of light. If it was any slower than that, it would just be way too bright. You know, it's just darkening things up for the most part. So I'm gonna use my remote and my light reflector, of course, and I'm gonna take the shot. Hopefully it comes out good. It's been brewing in my head for a while, so I'm gonna be disappointed if it doesn't come out like I want it to. So I'll see you in the post photo breakdown. Okay, here we are. Time for post-photo breakdown. Let's head over to our stinky stink. Execute order stinky stink. I'm very happy with this. I'm feeling as if what I wanted has happened, and I had to do a little bit of work here. So here we go. We've got the trooper over here. He's like, ooh, it smells like bantha poodoo. And like Skeevy Sheev over here is just like, he's trying to get out of here. He seems pretty embarrassed. So this is the original photo, and I did a lot of work. I mean, there's a lot of differences here. There's a lot of changes. First of all, you can see it's tilted. I did rearrange it and tilted it a little bit more just because it was a little too far crooked. I like doing things crooked, but this was a little bit too much. Clearly the color is very, like, this is way too green and not very deserty, so there's a lot of changes to the color. And the background a little bit too. So in the original one, there's all of this like greenage here and over here, and I got rid of that. So I used the generative fill right here and right here to get rid of this grass and stuff, because it was too much. Another thing I did just to get rid of that look was just changing all the colors, taking all of the greens and making them yellow, and making the yellows orange, so it looks more like a desert. And so one other thing that I did that's pretty significant, this is the toilet paper right here, and so it would have been fine, but there's this little rock right here, which is just enough of a difference in like stuff happening to really take your eye off of this area, to make it too busy to really understand what's going on. So I took that out, and I used the generative fill just in this little section. I just typed in toilet paper and just kind of like got rid of that rock, and then changed the way the toilet paper looked right there. And then in the sky, I just added a lens flare. But that's it. Biggest adjustment was the colors, really. Let me know your critiques. Is it too much? I'd love to know what you think. Let me know in the comments. Let's go to the end of the video. So yeah, I spent 95 bucks on a mini porta potty. What do you want from me? No, I think this thing is really great, and I think it's absolutely worth the money. If you want to check out the other stuff from Duarte Studios, or just get yourself one of these porta potties, head to the link I've got in the description for his stuff down there. And if you did enjoy the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. This photo will be posted up onto Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, all of that stuff. If you want to follow my work on any of those platforms, it's all linked in the video description below. And thank you for getting this far into the video and watching at all. And I hope to see you in the next one.